Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Rock again here with the Nexo Development League, and tonight we are going to be looking at a game that was asked to be replay reviewed on Infernal Shrines. This one here comes out from Mockstache, as we are looking at the red team. So, as always, the first thing I'd like to do to understand where we are, or what we're doing, is what's our win condition? How do we win the game, and what is our game plan, and how do we manage our waves? If we don't have the macro waves and game plan figured out, it makes it more difficult. So looking at our team, we are most definitely a team fighting team. Holy mackerel, team fight, right? So, um, so Raynor, well, he hasn't picked his level 1 yet. I was about to say, okay, there it is. Okay, so we have Exterminator Raynor, which is the best wave clear on your team next to, or sorry, best camp clear on your team next to Rhaegar, right? So we technically have all the tools we need to control the macro for this, just none of it is quote unquote fast, right? Like when we talk about wave clear, a lot of the time people are looking at either instant wave clear or wave clear that can be done safely and by themselves. And so the only hero on your team that can do wave clear safely and by themselves would probably be Joe. And yes, Joe is a wave clear tank. Joe has her D, so she's not really worried about getting engaged on. So Joe can try to provide wave clear for your team safely without being engaged on. And then if Joe is available, that means Rhaegar is able to speed up that wave clear with a lightning shield. Between the two of them, they can cover almost all of your waves. So your waves generically should be fine. Meaning that whether you put Kira or Gazlo as your offlane in your quote-unquote 1v1 top versus Hogger, you should be fine as far as waves go. Then when it goes to camps, that's going to be predominantly your job, Raynor, to get camps, and maybe you'll get some help here and there. So like I said, your wave clear is great. You've got some macro pushing abilities with being able to empower minions with the Raynor, but outside of that, your guys' win condition is going to be team fights and specifically shrine-oriented fights, because you guys have all the tools in the world to try to wombo combo and blow somebody up, like a Blessed Shield into a Gazla wombo combo, followed up by a Kira spinny spin thing. Like, you're gonna blow them up real hard. So I can definitely see where your team's going and the method behind this one. So it looks like fun. We'll see how well you execute it. The one thing to note always as well is to identify what the other enemy team's win condition is. So when we look at theirs, we can see that they have a couple late game scaling heroes. Obviously, taking Nazeebo means that they are going to do their best to scale into the late game. Infernal Shrines doesn't always go to 20, so if you're able to win before 20, that will be a bonus to your team. If you don't, Nazeebo obviously will scale and adds bonus damage and bonus problems. So we'll have to watch out for that. Hogger's very good at camps, as well as double soaking and strong on the shrine, especially if Hogger can pull off one of those like infinite bounces. It's not the best thing in the world all the time, but it is an option to have consistent damage. They want to fight for the objective in the shrines too, right? Like if you look at their team, they have potentially Odin Tychus to help secure the shrine. They have Hogger for shrine. They have Lornado and Sleep for the shrine, right? And then Nazeebo can cut off chokes with his zombie walls for the shrine. He's not exactly the strongest Shriner, but what's really cool about fighting with him is if he takes the Spooky Spirit, he can stand like on the other side of the wall and cast the Spirit onto the engaged target that everybody else is and keep himself incredibly safe. So this will be really interesting. Both teams have opted to go for team fight, and both of them are going to be shrine fights. If I had to give a winner or loser to one of the two, I currently like the amount of CC that the red team has. It's only one more. So as long as your CC train hits, you'll probably be fine. If anyone on red team's caught out of position, though, and gets chunked to death by the Tychus and Nubarak, and then maybe a wall stun from Hogger, you might have some real struggles, because you guys don't have you have self-sustain here, but like you have one heal from Rhaegar. And then your team fight's going to have to back up and slow down, right? Rhaegar's not a sustained healer, so there's not going to be this tug of war on the shrine. You guys have to win the shrine and win it handsomely, or you have to take one big fight on the shrine and win it handsomely. If the shrine fights go on forever, they're going to out-sustain you just because of how Deckard works versus how Rhaegar works. So with that in mind, Rhaegar should potentially take the healing totem on 4 that gives you a little bit more sustain. So, alright, enough blibble blabble. See how we do here. So, early game, like I said, we should be able to get things cleared for free. Yep, tire wave's already done. So we should be booking it and starting our rotations. So, are we looking for kills here? Right? Like, yes, we can get them. But you could also be ahead on rotations. Oh, wow. Kira actually got that lane. Oh, no. I think that blind missed. I think, unfortunately, Joe missed that blind. That would have been a dead Rhaegar. So, right now, neither team has cleared the bottom wave. Something to recall and think about. Why did it change POV? Okay, so you guys... Okay, so we left Kira to clear the bottom wave, who's the one person that can't clear the bottom wave, and she dies for it. Okay. We won't stop at every single rotation, but this is one of those things why we talk about what's the macro plan at the beginning. Because if the macro plan from the beginning was, hey, we need to get camps and get clear, right? If the call was to get camp at 1 minute, which is very good. I'm glad that your team is on top of your timings, because not a lot of teams actually take camps on time. But if your plan is to take camp at 1 minute, we shouldn't be brawling here, right? Like, what do we gain from brawling here? Sure, Kira needs stacks, but, like, us getting a kill doesn't speed up our rotations, right? It'd be different if you killed, like, a Tassadar, or you killed, like, a Zool, because now they can't rotate. They can't do their clear, right? So, like, they cleared their wave once, and they're happy, right? And what do you know? Hogger's double soaking, because Hogger can double soak. Gazlo can double soak, but it's late. So the advantage that we have is that we essentially have the ability to send Joe plus Rhaegar to any lane and insta clear the lane. And so that's really what we should be aiming to do. And then Kira can be there as like support / maybe a threatening engage, and then let's leave Raynor to do these camps, or Kira can help with the camp or float around wherever it's necessary. But since we stuck too long middle, we didn't clear this lane bottom, right? And so the 2 waves have now stacked. So Kira's doing her best to get down here to manage the lane, and then because we have no vision of their tank, Kira engages in a little deep. That's probably just a little ballsy overall. And then their tank's here now, and you're dead. So, it happens. Okay, so that death didn't lead to a camp invade, though, so we'll be fine. We catch the soak, no big deal. Early game deaths aren't that important. We did find them here on the camp, which is good. I feel like I'm not getting your actual point of view here, Goss Gamer. Where's your clicks? There it is. Okay. So we're tapping, we're catching back up. Pretty much both teams, you've got your +1 camp right now. You're going mid-wave. Can we get this hog? It's going to be close. That was really close. Unfortunately, Kira got the wrong target on that grip. We're ahead on rotations here. Let's keep it up. Clearing the waves. See, we can clear the waves incredibly fast. And then Raynor buffed the minions already. You can see with the little stuff on them that they've been buffed. We're rotating again. Yep, waves cleared again. Okay, when do we want to ideally get that top camp? Right? Maybe we didn't get the top camp because we were behind from the Kira death. But we've been running around. We're ahead in every single lane, every single position. We probably didn't need all 4 players to be clearing this mid wave, right? So when we rotated back up to mid, we probably could have sent Jimmy and one other player to start that top right camp, so you have the camp pushing while the shrine is up. It's going to be really close now, and so since both teams actually want the shrine, any time that we're not on the shrine means that they have an opportunity to take advantage of it. So far it doesn't look like it's been, they started the shrine right away, so they've gotten 4, 5, so they've gotten 5 minions ahead of us, 10 minions ahead of us, right? So we just now showed up as 5. So it's not the end of the world, but it's just one of those things where if we timed that better, we could have probably actually had, you know, this camp and then fought on even terms to not give them such a lead. This is a great team fight. You guys are taking advantage of what I said. Good CCs, good overlaps in their damage. Yeah, they didn't... This is really weird. Blue didn't commit to this fight, right? If their plan was to fight for the shrine, they sent Hogger bottom, right? He just showed in that on the wave down here. So... yeah, if they were not planning to fight for the shrine, like, they got the few minions they wanted and then they backed up. So, I don't know. Seems a little weird to me. I don't like that Joe is up here clearing right now or trying to support this. Right? Like, if they're to engage... I know you just pushed off a new Brack and all that stuff, but as the tank, like, you're the barrier of safety, and you also have the get-out-of-jail-free card in your Iron Skin. Yes, you bring wave clear, but, like, you're not soaking or clearing anything that's going to be pivotal here, right? Like, our minion wave's pushing. If we wanted to just catch the globes up here, we could have just sent, like, Raynor or somebody else to run up real quick, catch the globes, and come back. But spending all this time up here and having no mana... If they re-engage on our team right now, we may be in trouble. Here they come. 37, 38, 39. So they didn't do it. But that's something that you have to watch out for as we look to re-engage. Why is my camera lock not working? Sorry about that. Okay, so we did win the first objective because they decided to not go for it. I knew Brad needs to work on his jump peels there. He can dodge that if he practices. Yep. So we get the wall here, which is usually about all you can get on the first Punisher without any crazy shield lockdowns. So looking good. We're down on XP, which is why they've decided to send the Hogger, right? They decided to get value elsewhere. So let's just quickly see. Did they get the value that they expected by not coming to the shrine? So bottom wall here is not dead. So Hogger didn't get much outside of XP down here. Mid wall is safe. Top wall is safe. You guys managed to get this down because of the timing of your Merc camp. Like I said, it could have even gotten more, potentially. Or a free shrine. So either way, but that's good. One wave here, just because the Punisher does, and a little bit of chip damage here. So overall, you guys came out ahead from that first objective, despite them getting a little bit of XP advantage. So, but yeah, like I said, so it's a good job so far. Let's get back. This is good anchoring, so we know that they're on the camp now. Question is do we want to invade? Like, look what we're positioning to do. Do we actually want to fight them? Because if we want to fight them, okay, good. I'm glad we didn't. I'm like, that's not our composition. Our composition is definitely a lot more about getting mercs and macro advantage at the beginning. Once we hit 10, though, I think that can change. Oh no, Kira! Tower's not your friend. Almost got a kill. Looks like everyone's going to live. I'm glad that the Rhaegar did Talon into the AoE. Kira, that's dangerous. Oh my gosh! Wow, that was pretty lucky. Good kill. Good use of the invincible frames to dodge the Decker triangle there. So we're ganking top right now. We're ganking middle right now. No, he's fine. But Hogger's just double soaking. So another thing to think about is that, you know, Hogger's been soaked. Let's look. They got to 10s first, right? Not much, but just how did they get to 10s first? What did they do? If we look here, it's all an minion experience, right? So they're soaking more than us between Hogger's decision to come bottom, as well as Hogger double soaking and Gazlo not. And so for Gazlo not double soaking, he doesn't have a ton of structure value done, which isn't the end of the world, right? Gazlo's whole point of being brought to this is to win the team fights. He wants to be dropping the big bombs on people, right? Look at that experience soaked. Gazlo at 6k, Hogger at almost 9k. So just something to think about. And then we've done what our team's win condition is, right? Mercs. You got Exterminator Raynor, you've got Rhaegar. You guys should be able to do Mercs real quick. They don't really have a Mercer on their team outside of Hogger. And so since they've elected to make Hogger the double soaker, that means their Mercs are really slow or not on time. So they would have to dedicate extra resources into that to be able to make that happen. So, but overall, you're looking good. Structure, obviously you guys got some towers in the mid, and then you got a couple hero kills. So just remember, the reason they're up in XP right now is because of our poor macro decisions and XP choices. But it's not the end of the world. Okay. Both teams are 10. We're clearing waves again. Okay. We're walking into them. We're hoping to find a fight. We pushed all of our buttons. Oh, it's Falling Sword. Ooh, okay, okay. Falling Sword to make sure that we get the Kira off. I like it. Because clearly the Falling Sword was used for the Kira. So it's a good combo. So if we're using Falling Sword for the Kira, something to remind ourselves is that as the game goes later, and they, unless they're diving onto somebody, Kira being able to set up those ganks by herself might be hard. Good call, Joe, here. Obviously, we want to get the camp done before that, so it's pushing into our stuff. So, once again, making sure the right roles are doing the right things. I'm not sure. I guess I can back up real quick. We haven't spent too much time. Oh my gosh, this game goes for 20 minutes. Maybe I won't be able to check it all. Let's just look and see real quick. So once again, Shrine's up, 20 seconds. Joe's on the camp. Rainer's tapping. Rainer's dancing middle. Okay. In my opinion, if we're going to take Exterminator Rainer pretty much needs to be on camp 24/7. Right? He camps so much better than any of these three heroes. So let's make sure that if we're going to take Exterminator Rainer, that we're actually getting the camps and then empowering them with Rainer. Because if you take this camp, I don't even know if Rainer empowers this camp. So Rainer didn't even empower this camp. Let's see if Rainer remembers to do it. And then once again, because we were late on our camp, they've gotten 15 minions before us. Oh boy. Okay, let's back up again. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to follow Joe. I think Joe might be playing with like lock camera or something, because I'm having a hard time following her. So I'm going to zoom out here. I'm just going to camera lock myself. Okay. So as we're walking into this fight, Joe's already looking ahead. There's 7 minions up. We're behind on our camp. Once again, Hogger's bottom. Right? So this team is choosing to siege with Hogger instead of coming to the fight. And since that's what we want to do is win the shrine, we need to make sure we win the shrine. And since we're numbers up, ults up, we want to make sure that we have a clean engage. Who's the engaged target and who's the first stun? Because Gazlo throwing a raw gravel bomb is very hard to land consistently. Right? Like, he does want a stun to start or a slow to start, something so that way he guarantees he hits 1. Obviously, we want him to hit more than 1. That's the whole reason you take gravel bomb. But just looking at our positioning here, right? I see the clump, right? I see where Exponent's looking. Exponent's like, oh, I want to hit this clump right here. But we're fighting north, right? And this is where potentially Joe shield, not that you have to take Joe's shield every time, but if Joe was to shield right here, Gazlo can follow up on that stun. And then you've got a 3-man wombo, and Kira can do her spinny right on top of it, which is what I thought you guys were trying to do. So, without the Joe stun, Kira's trying to engage. There's a clump, right? But this terrain makes it awkward, right? We get a 4-man pull-in. Exponent throws on top of the clump, but there's no stun from the Gazlo to follow up on the clump. But at least Exorcist is on top of it. Exorcist is like, okay, you threw it, I go in. You still got him. But just something to think about when you look at your positioning and all that stuff. Hogger shows up late. Hogger had a bad bounce and is feeding. Got it, Hogger? Oh my gosh. The great Hogger escape. Hogger makes it out. Wow. Props to Hogger. That. But, okay. Well, you guys won the shrine, which is what your team's composition is designed to do. So, well done. I'm surprised Hogger made it out of there. That was scary. Hogger can E this. Oh, he tried, but then Tychus got punched. Okay. With the Frozen Punisher... Okay, Hyperion's okay. What I was evaluating was, do you get this building no matter what? Because if you get this building no matter what, Hyperion doesn't help. Right? Hyperion's definitely going to help secure the building. But I was trying to figure out, looking at the Punisher's health and it being frozen and everything else, is our team able to siege the building? And despite that we get kills and stuff, we're really not great siegers outside of Rainer. So I think using the Hyperion here is fine. So, especially since they're auditing up and all that stuff to defend it. I'm glad, like, Kira and, man. Good Ancestral there. Oh, John Cena with the kill. You're doing a really good job, Joe, of making sure that your Kira gets an attempt to get the spinny blades off. And so that's good. I'm glad you guys are talking and communicating that ult empowering. I think we get the wall here. I don't think we might be able to follow up on a jump. No, we really can't. So, okay. We're happy. We got a whole building. Hyperion ended up being value, right? Because we got the building and we got a wall. So, overall, we're ahead. Well done. So, to me, as I look at this, we just continue to do what we've been doing. We should be able to win most team fights on the shrine. So as long as we show up to the shrine on time and keep team fighting, I don't see how you guys fall behind on this one. Maybe we run into issues later from getting picked or bad rotations or whatever it may be. This Gazlo might be in trouble. I don't see anyone on the blue team. It's been a while. Hogger's just clearing. So, okay. No, we swapped. We rotated. We're potentially engaging on 2 different targets. Hogger jumped away, so Hogger's safe. This is kind of a weird split engage. Looks like we're going to be okay. But just something to be aware of. Like I said, I'm like, definitely Kira can get a kill, but Kira can't really like 1v5 people here. This is a dangerous bush. Oh! Cocoon right away. No follow-up on the Cocoon. Alright, well done. Way to support your team. I said that Cocoon could have been scary, but they did not follow up on it. This is good anchoring. Are you guys looking for a team fight here? Once again, there's the clump. There's the Gravo. Yep, you got your one. Like I said, having that one follow-up is really what someone needs to make sure that Gazlo hits at least one target. But a stun obviously would be better if you're trying to wombo with the Gazlo. Alright, you got them to blow stuff. So we're 16s first. We traded one ult there for Odin. That's pretty much it, Odin. So we're up, we're doing well. Let's keep up the pressure. We're looking to push bottom a little bit here, it looks like. Mockstache empowers the minions, well done. We gotta make sure we always empower the lanes that we're pushing. Joe needs to be watching for a flank. Oh wow, a noob just dove into his death. That's unfortunate. Once again, you see Hogger's pushing top, trying to catch up on Soak, so there's trying to safely defend this. Used our buttons there. Good idea. We're diving. Okay, we don't see Hogger here. Alright, we got it. Well done. Continue to keep using that combo. It looks good. Hogger's pretty much ungankable. He just eases off the wall here and walks away. Yep. We have Shrine in 5 seconds. I want to see you guys start the Shrine right away this time. Don't go to the camp. Beautiful. Oh, someone pinged the camp. I knew it. No, good call. Good job staying on the camp first. Okay, hold on. So Gazlo's still trying to do this camp by himself. Now, this is a problem. Right? So, if they force 5 on top of you, the biggest piece of your counter engage and what's been going well, especially if you have talents down, is Gazlo's stuns bring so much zone control and interrupt the melee people as they try and come in on you. So, there's a chance here that they can take a team fight that gives them an advantage. Again, Hogger with the pseudo flank. I'm not quite sure there. That's a lot of damage. Well done. Oh, Psycho's gonna have to go down. Okay, so we got 2 for 1 here again. Right? So we have no healer, and we already won the objective. But we stayed too long. Is that what happened here? We forced, and we lose 2. See, Gazlo just shows up. If Gazlo was here to follow up on that clump, oh my gosh, that would have been a 4-man kill. Goodness, this Hogger. So Punisher gets the building like we wanted. Let's just double check real quick what happened there. Is it just team fight damage, or did we chase too far? So we land our combo here. Poor Psycho is just getting killed by zombies. There's really nothing you can do. You can't really kill these things. So we get our double kill. Okay. Punisher's finished at this point, right? So as a team, Punisher's been secured. Either all 4 people need to be jumping on this Hogger, or we need to be backing up. because there's nothing to chase to the left. So this positioning here coming down this way meant that you just took extra damage from the zombie, and Kira's trying to follow up on you, and so we're just taking all of this nonsense damage because we stayed too long. Like, Gazlo comes and tries to help save the day, but I digress. You guys are up 2 levels still. Like, you'll be fine. It's just we're not going to be able to push with the Punisher. So we won the objective, and the objective will do what it can. It's probably going to get a wall. Good job taking the consolation prize here. Consolation after you already won. But good job making the most of the map, despite that you can't support the Punisher. Right? Hogger just did this camp here, so you guys know that. You have numbers up here. Hogger's hard to gank. There's the Unstoppable burned already. Goodness, this Hogger, man. That bounce was great. Alright. We're looking for 20s now, right? We really don't want to fight them. We almost have 20s. Let's get our 20s, and then let's force something or make sure we're 20s for the next objective. They will not be 20s by the next objective. So that's really what we want to be looking for and trying to stay on top of. All right, we see the next objective is middle. You guys were looking at just getting soak top. Are we trying to ambush top? Let's slow this down if you guys are looking for an ambush. Maybe the Zebo there. Oh, hello, Judo. Oh, no. All right, Judo's out. So we threw all of our buttons. Okay. I don't know if we throw Hyperion here ever. Right? Like, the amount of damage that Hyperion's going to bring. Good Ancestral. You almost get Hogger. There we go. See, when you have the stun, it makes it that much easier to land all of the grapple bomb. Well done. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking you guys would end up performing. So yeah, to me, that's them overstaying. And despite that you guys got some good kills, that's because someone on their team said Hogger go in, or Hogger made the play to cut this choke off, and it's forced them to re-engage when Anubrak had no health. Nazebo's trying to follow up on the engage and gets caught in the grapple bomb. To me, this is them overstaying. Like, you guys did good. You guys lived. We burned a lot of ults, so at least we got kills for it. But just something to think about is that, like, this one to me is blue overextended. We're clearing top. Trying to take advantage of our 20 talents here. We don't really have a wave or anything to support, so we probably need to just hold them here. And so that way our other lanes are pushing. It's unfortunate our bottom lane isn't pushing, but it's a little deep on the bombs, but we have the level 20 Gazlo. You just flashlighted. Yeah, don't flashlight the enemy when there's no follow-up going to happen, because you just took 4 tower shots worth of damage because the tower aggro works. So just be aware. It didn't make a difference here, obviously, but just something to be careful of. Are we actually playing for core? Oh. Wait, what? It's a good Unstoppable. He's dead. Oh, almost got the Zevo. So we're super split right now. Kira, I assume, is just going to die. I'm going to watch everyone else real quick. We get Hyperion out. Hyperion should at least do some core damage. Kira still... What the... Okay, now I have to back up and watch Kira. Kira gets a kill after being isolated on her own for like 10 minutes over here. Nice moves. Nice Unstoppable frames. Good jukes. This is all great play to buy time. And then nobody came to help Judo, and Judo ends up dying to dots. Oh, the Cane Potion almost saved him. So, well played. Knowing that you're dead, buying time is great. You bought people over here to where now the 4-man was able to get some survivability. Obviously, we're leaving. All right. So, looking good. Take what's free on our way over. Okay, we're on Shrine on time. I'm guessing there's a DC or something. I didn't catch the comms there. So Hogger no controls here, which is super smart. Wow. Because not only is he going to get the minions, the two of you are so tightly knit together that he's just going to do tons of damage to all of you. Wow. Yeah. That was super well played from him. We didn't really sync up our abilities here if we're looking for that kill. Once again, looking for that stun, slow, something. But it's a very awkward bounce from Hogger there that time, though. So we were using Falling Sword all game to try and like support our teammates when they engaged, and then since we've hit level 20, we've been a lot more aggro with it. Yes, we get the CDR on it, but we probably still want to make sure that we're using the same combos and supports with stuff. Like, I know Kira just got up, but right now, you won't have Falling Sword if Kira does decide to R. Ledge Hogger's out again. Man, the stupid Hogger things. Alright, see if we can make nice closure here. So they do have 20s now, so they've bought long enough to have 20s. I don't know if Nazeebo got to stacked level 20s or not. Nazeebo hasn't picked a level 20 yet, so I'm guessing Nazeebo must be close and just hasn't picked it. Yeah, Nazeebo's not close, so debating on whether or not they should actually pick it or not. This cocoon here is for what? I understand you got a cocoon Joe to, like, stop any Falling Sword shenanigans, but, like, they weren't even looking to engage yet. We're super split here on this engage. Good collapsing on them. Well done. Yep. Good job grabbing the target that we can kill. Yeah, don't chase the Hogger. Let's secure the building. Oh, Odin. He's going to be okay. Question is, can we end here? So, again, we're diving in deep without the CDR. Yeah. Kira still gets the kill. Alright, it worked. Just something to remember, that the CDR changed a while back. I don't know how long you've been playing the Falling Sword Joe, but you pretty much have to hit a teammate now to get the full CDR reduction. So, we got the Hyperion on the core, we got Jimmy on the core, this is game. So, careful on your guys' positioning here. Like, if their full team was alive, that was a really good Hogger bounce and stun combo. Like, he got all 4 of you guys. When you guys are pushing for core, you want to make sure that you're spreading out kind of like in a U-shape, like a crescent moon shape, right? Just that way you have people staggered around. You want to have whoever your main DPS for the core race, which is going to be Raynor, is somewhere positioned between the bruiser and the tank, or at least the offlane and the tank, to make sure that that he can always hit the core. You want to have the support in range to be able to support both of them. So those are kind of like your 2 middle pieces. And then you've got your bruiser and your tank. And you just want to be making sure that you're peeling and not standing on top of each other. Like this Hogger bounce here. Like, it's going to be time, but let's see if we can get show that Hogger bounce again real quick. Okay, so right here, if we all clump right here, not only does the keep or the core do splash damage and hit every single player. Oh, we clumped for the Rhaegar Ancestral, I see. But look at this. There's literally 3 people standing on top of the same square. So just be aware that, like, this can lead to a lot of damage done. Right? Like, and so it's like, imagine they had the triangle, the Odin nuke, the Anub'arak CC stuns to help this pile. Like, this is a very deadly clump. So, alright. Well played. Good job, everybody. You guys executed your win condition of winning the shrine and helping push things with your macro, especially the Exterminator Raynor. Gave some props to that. Looking at towns real quick. Shield Glare. Hold your ground. Okay. I'll try not to go too long on this, but I think the Joe talents are actually kind of stale right now. So, unless you have a specific tower pushing plan, this is the only, like, good talent, honestly. Like, Laws of Hope is an ARAM talent. Like, but, like, this is the only good talent. Here, I think subdue, unless you're off lane, then you might be able to. You could argue about having this one, but I think subdue is the right talent. If we went back and looked through this game at how many times your D was up, that it's like, does your D being up net a kill, or does your D being up save your life? There's only like one time when your D barely came up, like back up here during that first team fight we lost, when we potentially overstayed and the Nazebo got value and we had like 3 people die in the Nazebo wall here. Like, that was the only time I think your D maybe saved you because of this 2-second CDR reduction. But overall, we probably shouldn't have even been here and been caught, so, the talent was available to save me once when I made a bad play. But I don't think this gets as much value as you would have gotten from Subdue this game. You had so many times where you condemned and brought 3 to 4 people in. If you were to subdue them, an 80% slow is almost a root. So you're essentially rooting them, and then that means Gazlo can hit his gravel bombs better. It means Kira can follow up better. So I would have liked that instead of hold your ground. And then if you're taking Falling Sword, you usually want Conviction, because Conviction just flat gives you 10% bonus movement speed. Nothing to do with your W. Like, I almost hate that they put the picture of the W on here, because then people think it's only with the W. But you just get flat 10% increased movement speed. And then on top of that, you then get 20% movement speed when your W is active. Right? And so if you're taking Falling Sword, I think Conviction is pretty much the only one. Steed for the insta mount is kind of hard, because the only way you truly get to like mount as an escape is you have to pair it with your D. And so where are you that you're so deep or so in danger that you need both the D talent and the movement speed talent? So I don't know. I would have liked to have seen Conviction, and then don't take Sins Exposed. This is actually, I think, a trap talent. So you went Falling Sword, which is fine. You went Hammers, then you went the Shield Glare, and then you upgraded. Yep, all good. So just something to think about for those early game talents here, if you need to choose some of those. Rhaegar, I'm very happy that you went Healing Totem. I will say that Wellspring Totem here is potentially not good. Like, one of the problems with taking all the totems is the totem has to either be forward or backward. And if you put the totem behind you to heal your teammates, so it's like, then you're not using it for the purposes of the root. So, yes, you can move the totem, right, by having this, at level 1, but it's kind of awkward to balance the totem back and forth. I actually think that Tidal Waves here just gives you more sustain, which is the thing I was worried about in the game. So, sure, you don't have to cast it because it's on Wellspring, but I think Tidal Waves would have been good. Everything else looks great. Gazelle things, Explodium, max health, 2 charges, Gravo, additional damage, turret bombs. Yep, and turret. Yep, all good. And then Kira things. Okay. Cool. I think you guys did good. I think you guys said the main goal of your win condition was to fight on the shrine and get there early. The fact that they kind of had I won't say it's a macro problem, but they just had a spot where they don't really have the best way to answer. Like, they can't rotate as 4 to match the clear speed of your 4. So for them to have like equal clear speed, or attempt to have equal clear speed, they probably want to be running a 1-1 like with their double soaker hogger. That 4-man needs to be like creating pressure down here. Like, I don't feel like the Anubrak, Nazebo, Deckard, and Tychus created enough pressure, especially since Hogger was double soaking. Right? Like, Hogger did a lot of work, and somehow the 4-man took less camps, and you guys didn't invade their camps. Like, it makes sense if you guys did the invasions. They just didn't happen. Right? Like, if we look at the game overall, like, double the camps. Sure, some of these were stolen by you late game, but just double the camps. More minion XP. So, like, they got what they needed. And a lot of that was Hogger. 27,000 hero experience, right? Like, the difference in minion XP is all Hogger. So, and then, obviously, you look at hero kills. You guys executed your win condition, which was fight the shrine, get kills. So, yeah, overall, I think it was a good game. I enjoyed it. Thanks for the recommendation. Keep up the good work. Maybe pivot some talent choices here and there. And, oh, wait a minute, I didn't look at Rainer's talents. Yep, fight or flight. Yep. Giddy up. I like Giddy up. Don't be afraid to pick this one if you need it. This one actually gives you basic attack range and is super strong. Like, it doesn't look like it. Like, 1 attack range is huge. Like, you don't become Sergeant Hammer per se, but like, you have more abilities to hit things than you normally would. The movement speed's nice because obviously they've got slows and stuff, so you can kind of counteract that and help to keep yourself alive. So I don't mind. Just something to remember. Obviously 10% movement speed is pretty cool, and then 20% when you're that, it makes you really fast. But something to think about if you haven't played with it is watch out for this one. The basic range is nothing to joke about. Then, yep. Wait. Oh, okay, increased attack speed bonus. Yep. And then, sure. I don't think you needed this, but I guess if you thought you guys were going to die on this core push, sure, might as well have it. But, all right. Thank you again, guys. This is Rock from Nexo Development League. If you have any questions, concerns, hit me up, and I'll be happy to try and help and break down a good game suggestion, and hopefully you learned something, and we be able to apply it for next week. Keep up the good work. Have a great night.